So
Okay, let's go.
on media freedom today, we are talking about green transition, green media generation too. And as you are doing every day your work, your job about journalism, about media, so is the media being transformed along with the environmental needs?
I think that it depends on the kind of media. If we talk about public media organization, I think that it depends on the engagement of the country in terms of climate and environmental change. If the country is very sensitive and is undergoing a transformation in terms of environmental adaptation, etc., also the public media follows a little bit this kind of approach. I think that private and commercial media are still quite far from a huge narration about green topics, environment and climate, etc., because I think that climate is still perceived as something not really strategic in terms of audience engagement, is something not enough sexy in terms of media interest. And in the independent media sector, I think that there is a huge number of new, for example, digital media focused on climate and environmental topics. So I think that it depends a lot on the kind of media organization we are talking about. But in general, there is a change, sometimes more quick and deep, sometimes a little bit still to push.
But can they go together in the same level as for example, is climate change and how we are doing as a media? We have to inform more people about what happened around us.
Exactly. I think that for media in this moment, there is a big challenge. Media can really play a crucial role to accompany this environmental crisis and the climate change challenge, because as citizens we absolutely need, first of all, to be informed. We have to understand what's going on, because if we don't know what's going on in terms of scientific, economic, political point of view, because climate is not only a technical issue but is something that has an impact on our lives, in terms of food, in terms of agriculture, in terms of tourism, in terms of public health. So as citizens, we absolutely need to understand what's going on in order to be able to be active and aware citizens. And in this way, we have also a duty to push our politicians, for example, in terms of strategic choices for our own country. So media has a crucial role, particularly if we consider the amount of fake news, of denials that are linked to climate. We really need very responsible and very sensitive media and journalists that are prepared and capable of explaining us in an easy way what is climate, what is environment, what's going on, what are our risks for the future, in order to prepare citizens for this challenge in the present and particularly in the future. So particularly for the younger generation that really need to understand how the situation is going to develop.
As a head of training, you are journalists prepared for reporting on climate change?
I'm not a journalist, so I'm in charge of designing trainings for journalists in order to help journalists to be prepared and capable and skilled to talk about climate and environment, because environment is a really complex topic. There is a technical core in environmental related topics, and it's not easy for a journalist to understand everything. So first of all, I think that we must really favor a dialogue between the scientific domain and the journalist in order to bridge the two sector and help an effective dialogue between scientists and journalists to be able to explain to the public, to the citizens, as easier as possible environmental topics. So first of all, we need to train journalists in terms of knowledge. in terms of technical knowledge, scientific knowledge. Then I think the journalists need also to be helped in terms of storytelling, of narration, because climate could be really boring, really difficult to be understood by the audience if the journalists are not able to use an easy language and maybe also an innovative language, a creative language. We can talk about climate and environmental in very entertaining ways if the journalists are able to do it. So I think that we need to train on two different points of view: knowledge and also storytelling, to help journalists to be effective in terms of media impact on the public. And I think, yes, sorry.
Yes, but
no,
how can media in Balkan or Western Balkans or in Europe too, how can they integrate the green newsrooms? Can we do that?
For example, what we try to do as a network of media organization is to develop and propose to all our media members trainings, particularly transnational trainings. So not only training in terms of skill, but also create networking opportunities for journalists to meet, to exchange knowledge, to exchange practices, and to learn one from the other. As for your particular region, of course, from our small point of view, we will try to continue our work in terms of networking and training, but I think also that each media organization really needs to be aware on the importance of pushing the presence of specialized journalists within the newsroom. The green component of the media newsrooms must be reinforced, and this must be done from the top, but also from the bottom, because also each journalist really needs to push from inside the media company their decision maker, their editor-in-chief, to give more space to climate-related news within the newsrooms. So I think that it's something that we need to do as a whole, as international association, as journalists. Also, the unions of journalists has a role in this, because unions of journalists can be the power to push forward the attention and the sensibility to climate-related news. And also, maybe also the scientific community needs to make a huger effort to help journalists in improve the quantity and the quality of news about green issues within the media newsroom. So I think that we really have to work as a whole, as civil society organization, as institutions and professionals, as a scientific community, all together to push forward the presence of environment and climate within our news offer.
Has journalism changed alongside the green transformation?
Yes, maybe not enough, but it's changing a lot. When, as COEPAM, we started proposing trainings about reporting climate change, reporting environmental issues, etc., 10 years ago, it was like a weird proposal, talking about climate, talking about environment. Why it is needed? I think that in 10 years, the topic has really, how can I say, is now at the top level of the national agenda in our countries. So I think that the attention to this topic has grown, and also, of course, the journalism, the presence of journalists that are focused on this topic has grown, and also the quality, the diversity of information about this topic has grown. Not enough, of course. It depends on each different topic, so there is a lot of work to do. What must change a lot, I think, is the way we talk about environment, because so far, most of the news and information about environment is still focused on emergencies.
Yes.
So if we have a flood, if there is a heat wave, we talk about this because it's something that is very evident, because it has an impact in the precise day we are talking about this. But we have to move from this emergency-centered narration. We have to understand that environment and climate have an impact on everything concerning our lives. So we need to start to propose an information that is deep, that is permanent, and that is wide in terms of scope, not only emergency. We have to talk about environment the whole year to prevent emergencies. That's the problem. We are always at the end of the process. We have to be at the beginning of the process. We have to be ready to prepare to this kind of topic and to help people change their behavior.
And how are the media in Italy and Europe acting in the time of climate change?
We are still a little bit slow, I think. We are still too much focused on emergencies, and we had a lot of emergencies during the last year, for example. So we talk a lot about climate, but just in a way that create anxiety, fear, and not really a deep explanation about the topic. So there are some TV shows, TV programs, and also radio programs focused on science, on environment, that also have a huge success in terms of audience. So I think that there are some examples that should be improved and multiplied, but there is still work to do. Honestly, there is still work to do.
Micol,
step by step.
Yeah, step by step. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Beata.
Grazie veramente.
Congratulations for your job, because you are among the ones doing this job since a lot of time.
And
so
thank to you too, because I was part on your program, How to Report About Climate Change. So really, thank you very much, and see you around, probably in Roma or in Pristina.
I hope so, really.
Grazie
really.
veramente.
Thank you. Grazie.
Ci vediamo.
Buona giornata.
Buona giornata.